Hello and welcome back for another episode of Patriotic Housewife. Well, let's just say, who is Erika Kirk's attorney in the Tyler Robinson case? There's been a lot of people asking that question, so we are going to go over just that. And let me tell you, it's pretty interesting. Let's just jump right in. You can't make this crap up, I say. All right, so we're going to take a look at Diligence post first. I accidentally pulled this up, but we were going to look at Diligence post on X because, oh man, it was good. And yeah, I mean, you're going to be shocked at who her attorney is. Um, Actually, I don't know if we'll be shocked because nothing really shocks us anymore, right? Erika Kirk's attorney in the Tyler Robinson murder trial represented Epstein plea dealer Alex Acosta. Shocker. Last year in 2025, Jeffrey Neiman represented Alex Acosta, the former DOJ that gave Epstein his notorious sweetheart plea deal in 2008 on the House Oversight Epstein saga. The same Neiman is also representing Erika Kirk as her victim's advocate in the Charlie Kirk assassination of Tyler Robinson. You can't make this stuff up as right. You cannot make it up. So let's take a little look-see at Mr. Neiman's face here. And let's take a look together, guys. So this is him. Apparently he's in Florida, or the Florida bar. Looks like he's out of Fort Lauderdale. How interesting. Criminal law, sections tax. This is interesting. I have questions. This is interesting. But let's actually, instead of looking into him so much, and it says he's in good standing. Of course he is. Let's look at Alex Acosta, because that's an interesting thing, who he represented the DOJ who gave the sweetheart deal to Epstein. Let's look at that, because that's pretty good. And that is this is just honestly, just when you think it can't get any worse for them. Alex Acosta, former U.S. attorney who negotiated Epstein's plea deal, appears before House Oversight Committee. Alexander Acosta, the former U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida, who negotiated a plea deal in 2008 with Jeffrey Epstein, testified before the House Oversight Committee on Friday, with the committee's chair saying he cooperated. Acosta, who served as the labor secretary during the first Trump administration, testified for roughly 6 hours. Acosta resigned his position at the Labor Department after more than 2 years in the job amid the controversy over his role in the 2008 plea deal with Epstein. At the time, he defended his decision, saying his goal was straightforward and included putting Epstein behind bars. Seems like he took a lot of pride in his little mini plea deal. You know? I mean, what is even going on? With continued interest in the Epstein matter on Capitol Hill, Acosta now finds himself testifying at a closed-door deposition. Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, said Acosta cooperated with our questions today and provided information that will help advance our investigation into the federal government handling of Epstein and Maxwell cases. This information will guide our next steps as we work to bring accountability, and we expect to announce new action soon. We will also release the transcript of Mr. Acosta's interview to ensure transparency for the American people, Comer said in a statement. Comer, who spoke to reporters at a break in the interview, said the committee is working to get more answers. We're trying to find out more. Who dropped the ball? Was it Acosta? Was it the FBI? Was it the local prosecutors? Was it the Department of Justice? Those are questions I think we need to know, because that was a part of what the victims asked us to do, Comer said. House Democrats on the Oversight Committee said that during the ongoing closed interview, Acosta would not admit that Jeffrey Epstein received a sweetheart deal. Ranking member Robert Garcia said Acosta would not claim any responsibility to the Epstein survivors, adding he had no knowledge of what happened to those victims even to this day. Well, that's quite a lie, because we all know the ones that came forward and sued in court. There's a good amount of people have come out and told their stories. While this is the first time Acosta will be questioned by Congress about the Epstein deal, his victims and decisions during the investigation in Florida beginning in 2005 and the resulting non-prosecution agreement have already received considerable scrutiny. A lawsuit against the Justice Department in which Epstein's victims challenged the legality of the MPA exposed much of the correspondence between Epstein's lawyers and prosecutors in advance of the negotiated plea. Acosta himself spoke extensively about the deal at a press conference in 2019 before his resignation from his post as labor secretary and a Justice Department Office of Professional Responsibility investigation in 2020, for which Acosta provided sworn testimony examined in the detail and decisions made by Acosta and his top deputies in the course of negotiations with Epstein lawyers. Acosta has long defended his decision to enter into plea negotiations with Epstein as the best path forward at the time. His office in the FBI had picked up the case, which involved allegations of exploitation of dozens of minors, after the town of Palm Beach police chief expressed outrage at the way the case was being handled by the state prosecutor who had been presented the case to a grand jury, returning a single count indictment against Epstein for solicitation of prostitution. The goal here was straightforward, Acosta said in July 2019, 4 days after Epstein was arrested in New York on child ST charges, put Epstein behind bars, ensure he registered as a SO, provide victims with a means to seek restitution and protect the public by putting them on notice that a SP was within their midst. Still, the congressional committee investigators are expected to press Acosta on a number of fronts, particularly on his decision to enter into a plea negotiation in the summer of 2007 while a 60-count draft federal indictment against Epstein was gathering dust in the office of the lead prosecutor on the case. The negotiations and resulting plea deal also occurred, according to the OPR report, while the FBI and Acosta's prosecutors were still investigating the case and identifying new victims in other jurisdictions. The deal was also signed before the FBI or prosecutors had any concerted effort to try to gain the cooperation of Epstein's alleged co-conspirators, according to the report. The OPR report called it troubling that Acosta decided to resolve that case through a negotiated plea before the investigation was completed. As the investigation progressed, the FBI continued to locate additional victims, and many had not been interviewed by the FBI by the time of the initial offer. In other words, at the time of Acosta's decision, the government did not know the full scope of Epstein's conduct, whether given Epstein's other domestic and foreign residences, his criminal conduct had occurred in other locations, or whether the additional victims might implicate other offenders, the report said. Acosta is likely to face questions on repeated meetings and consultations he and his top deputies engaged in with Epstein's high-powered legal team, several of whom previously worked as federal prosecutors in the same office in Miami, and others who previously worked with Acosta at the White Shoe law firm. According to the Justice Department's OPR report, the line prosecutor, A. Mary Valifana, objected to the access that was being granted by the office to Epstein's defense counsel. As lead prosecutor, I'm just going to say guys, I can't say vehemently, opposed meeting with Epstein's attorneys and voiced her concerns to her superiors but was overruled by them. The report said, noting that senior prosecutors viewed the meetings as primarily listening sessions that could be helpful for learning how the defense intended to attack the credibility of certain witnesses and perceived weakness in the case. Villafana said she feared her office was going down the same path the state of Florida had gone down in allowing Epstein's defense attorneys to persuade prosecutors not to file serious charges, and she feared the delays might allow Epstein to continue to offend, the report said. Villafana told OPR, she believed Acosta was influenced by the stature of Epstein's attorneys and that the defense lawyers convinced some members of the prosecution team that the case was extremely novel and legally complex. It was not as legally complex as they made it out to be. That's not surprising. After examining the scope of the relationships, OPR said it could not rule out the possibility that the prosecutors may have been willing to meet with Epstein's lawyers because they knew them, but concluded OPR did not find evidence supporting a conclusion that the meetings themselves resulted in any substantial benefit to the defense. Ultimately, the OPR report found that Acosta had exercised poor judgment in making the deal with Epstein, but found that neither Acosta nor any of the prosecutors in the office had committed professional misconduct or had violated any clear unambiguous rules of the DOJ at the time the OPR was made public in 2020. Attorneys for Epstein's victims called the report offensive and a whitewash. Acosta's interview with the committee Friday will be under oath, and his testimony will be transcribed. The committee is expected to make the transcript public in the coming weeks. So this is from back, I believe, in when was this? This was in September of 2025. So essentially, Erika Kirk's attorney, again, in the Tyler Robinson case, in the murder trial, represented Epstein's plea deal attorney, Alex Acosta. So last year in 2025, Jeffrey Neiman represented Alex Acosta. So Jeffrey Neiman is who she's using for her attorney. That is really, really interesting, you guys. And for anybody who wanted to know who she had, as part of her legal team for Tyler Robinson, there it is. And we'll pull them up one more time so you guys can see. But how wild is this? Truly cannot believe that this is who she decided to hire as her attorney. Allegedly. Interesting. Let's look at the comments, guys, just like to see what people are saying. Actually, I need to click on this. Hold on. Let's click on this and just read a couple comments because I'm sure this is going to be good. Oh, man. Pretty good lawyer. Maybe we should all hire him. Laugh out loud. It means they're all part of the same network. Think really hard about that. Let's see. Why does everything always lead back to Epstein? All roads lead to Epstein. All doors lead to the same basement. Grok. All roads lead back to Epstein. Let's see. Perfect statement of truth. What are the odds is right. I mean, very dark network. I mean, you just can't even make this stuff up, right? Like, this is crazy. Honestly, we probably should have expected that this was going to be the case. I mean, I don't think many of us are probably going to be surprised. It's kind of spot on for Erika Kirk, honestly, at this point. I mean, she's really just done a great job of showing who she really is. She has totally unmasked herself. We see her. We see you. We see all of you. No surprise here. It's like, how much more do you guys want to blow up your own life and business? That's what I want to know. Like, you're burning your own house down at this point. I mean, at least try not to burn your own house down, right? Like, wouldn't most people be self-aware to maybe try to do better with lying, do better at making yourself look sort of human, sort of with some empathy, or give a shit, maybe? Sorry, guys, I know I don't swear, but it's getting to the point where I'm getting to be really aggravated, truly. I think we're all there. I think we're all over it. And yeah, I just figured I would let you guys know who the attorney is. So, anywho, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate your support. I wanted to do this video really quick because I know people were asking who is her attorney that submitted the form against Tyler Robinson for the speedy trial, So that's who it did. That's who it is. That's her attorney. So we shall see. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll see you on the next one.